All right, y'all. We're going to get started. This is going to be a really brief hangout. Some of you might have caught my video on Iran attacking Israel. And the reason why I'm doing this hangout, ladies and gentlemen, is because I was really disturbed by what some of you posted under that video. And I think that perhaps we need to get a clear understanding about how significant the Golan Heights are and how that area really is tied to us. There was a lot of incorrect information out there, so we need to clear things up. Number one, some of y'all just dove on this fake train. Hello, everybody. And you just went right into calling this whole event fake. That is disturbing, because what that tells me is when the Most High is doing his work, you're going to be sitting back talking about it's fake. That in itself is a problem. That's a problem. And before you call it fake, how many of you went out to research why Iran bombed Israel in the first place? How many of you people screaming everything is fake? How many of you went out and did that? I'm willing to bet none of you. None of you. So let's talk about what led up to Iran bombing Israel. Iran soldiers were taking supplies into Syria just a few days ago. Just a few days ago, they were taking supplies into Syria. Israel came along and bombed the convoy that was taking supplies into Syria and killed Iranian soldiers. Killed all of them. Every last one of them. Israel killed soldiers that were just simply taking supplies into Syria. So how many of you people that were talking about, I don't know, this is fake, how many of you looked into that? How many of you did that? None. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be standing next to you on the day of the judgment. You'd be standing there talking about the Most High's works are fake. I wouldn't want to be standing next to you. Yes, everything is going to buffer. Unfortunately, my internet is out, ladies and gentlemen. My internet has been out since 1 a.m. I actually had to dig out my old DSL and hook that up so that I would have internet. All right. So Iran was just responding to Israel killing their soldiers. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. And this is very significant because this is the first time ever Iran attacked Israel in its entire history. Do you know how significant that is? That is very, very significant, y'all. The first time ever they have attacked Israel. You damn Skippy, it means something. Now, they fired rockets at Israel over the fact that their soldiers were killed. Now, the Golan Heights is a very important area, and we have a lot of history tied to that area. And let me explain what that history is. That history can be found in Amos, Zechariah, and as well as the book of Enoch. And I might do a presentation on that to give you a clear understanding, but I'm going to explain why that area is important. Everybody in here should have heard of the fallen angels. Is there anybody in here that never heard of the fallen angels? Anybody in here? Everybody should know what the fallen angels are. The fallen angels, ladies and gentlemen, first appeared on earth on Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is located in the Golan Heights. When the fallen angels appeared on this planet, on Mount Hermon, they started interbreeding with the women because they found the women attractive. All of that took place in the Golan Heights. All of it, ladies and gentlemen. So the fallen angels started all of this sin and all of the wars and all of the craziness that goes on this planet came from those fallen angels. And that all began in the Golan Heights on Mount Hermon. Remember, there were all kinds of things on this planet that didn't belong here. The dinosaurs, that didn't come from the Most High. That mess came from the fallen angels, the giants that were on the planet. Many of you have heard about the giants, Nephilim. There were a lot of hybrid people on the earth back then. That's why the Most High had to come along and flood this entire place out. There were so many things walking on this earth that never should have been here in the first place. And it was the fallen angels that were responsible for putting it here. And remember, during that same time, the angels gave weaponry to our enemies that got it now, and using the weaponry to literally hold our asses hostage in this captivity that we're in. So please, please stop running to calling everything fake. At least make an effort to find stuff out first. Remember, everything you do is being recorded. So all of you folks that ran out there and put fake out there, do you know that's all recorded on your butt? You're going to have to explain why you felt the Most High's works are fake. I sure wouldn't want to be standing next to you. You can't believe on one hand, and then on the other hand, you're sitting around calling everything fake. You better decide what side you're on. So I'm going to probably, when my internet is up and I'm not on this crappy behind DSL, I'm going to do a presentation about the fallen angels. And I'll give you some scripture. That way you know where the fallen angels landed over there in Mount Hermon in the Golan Heights. So remember, the Most High these wars got to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why these wars got to happen is because that land got to be cleared out. The best way to clear a land out is through war. So Trump, you're right, True Royal, Trump messed up everything by pulling out of the nuclear deal with Iran. See, now Iran feels like they have nothing to lose by throwing bombs at Israel and bombing the US. They feel like they have nothing to lose. And see, that nuclear deal was huge because that was not just an agreement between the US and Iran. That was an agreement between the US, Iran, and 6 other nations. So when Trump pulled out, he's messed up the entire deal. Now, Iran feels like, hell, I don't have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. We can bomb and do whatever we want now. And you think they won't? You think they're not going to step up their nuclear program now? Of course they are. So there's a lot going on. Keep your eye on this part of the world because Iran is the Medes in the Bible. So whenever you see the Medes, The Persians and the Medes, they're talking about Iran. They are going to play a huge, huge role in bringing down Israel and the US. A huge role is going to be on Iran, because what's going to happen is these nations are going to take for granted, oh, we can kick Iran's butt. They're nothing. And Iran is going to show them something they never seen coming. And remember, in this war, many will go into war, but very few will come home. The Most High already made good on the fact that you send your sons out here to war, they're not coming back. Many of them, in fact, the majority of them will be coming back in body bags. This is why you don't want to be in this war. You want to stay out of this war at all costs. You want to keep your sons out of this war at all costs. Period. So that's the main thing I wanted to get you caught up on. Now, again, if you read scripture, it's not going to say Golan Heights. It's going to say Bashan. Bashan is the Golan Heights. So that's how you look for it in scripture. It is there. It is there. You just have to know what to look for. Bashan. Yeah, my heart goes out to many of our Hebrew brothers and sisters that are enlisted in the army, because they don't know what they're headed for. You know, this is really not the time to be in their military. But we are definitely in the last times. Anytime you see Iran attack Israel, and it has never, ever happened before, this is huge. I believe that too, Terrell. I really do. I believe Trump is there to get this last and final war started. I do believe that too. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I wanted to bring you here for, was just to kind of fill you in. I would have done it last night, but like I said, my internet, my Comcast high speed, has been out since 1 a.m. And it's a good thing I still had my little router for my DSL, or otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. Yeah, so please just keep your eye on what's going on and try to stay up on it, because this is really a very important time in our lives. You know, the most, oh, and somebody else, I wanted to clear this up. Somebody else said the Golan Heights belongs to Syria. It used to belong to Syria. The Golan Heights belong to Israel. Israel got it through war back in the 1960s. So it doesn't belong, it belongs to Israel. And you know, and they've always fought over land. That's what a lot of the fighting over in the Middle East, and the bottom line is none of them belong over there. And this is why when the wars happen, that land is going to clear out. A lot of those people that you see sitting there be clearing out. The Most High got to get that area ready for us. That's where we come from. We are the people of the East. We are not the people of the West. We are the people that lived on the east side of the planet. And we're going to go right back to the East. That's where we belong. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say. When my inner back, work on a presentation, getting into the Golan Heights. And I will also, maybe, you know, we'll do a hangout where I can show you more things on the screen. I would show you some things that I have pulled up, but I'm telling you, it'll be so much buffering, it won't even be worth me showing you on, because I know how my DSL works. It's not very good. Yeah. Yeah, see, True Royal, at least you have an understanding. So I think it's really important that we all understand that way we don't make the mistakes of saying things that you may not intentionally mean to be speaking against the Father's works and calling it fake. You don't want to go down that road. So we will meet again another time whenever, when things are finally doing a little better for myself, internet wise. And in the meantime, just go out and do some research, pull up some of the articles where it talks about the Iranian soldiers that got killed by Israel bombing them. And then you'll understand why Iran bombed Israel last night. Thank you for coming to my hangout, and shalom, family.